So if you're here, you are obviously interested in Etsy SEO. So welcome to the video. My name is Jessa Bellman. I teach all things digital products and Etsy, and I'm excited to be here to talk about one of my most frequently asked topics, which is Etsy SEO. So when I talk about Etsy SEO, I'm actually saying search engine optimization. So it's the concept that we tweak our listings, so our titles, our tags, and our descriptions on our listing, and we optimize them for the Etsy algorithm, and it kind of comes and looks at our listings and it'll put them over other listings on Etsy, show them to possible customers in the search. Now, just a word of warning, a lot of people sort of come to me and they're like, if I fix my SEO, will I be successful? And to be honest, like, it's not a magic bullet. It's not just going to sort of fix your store, especially if you have a very small number of products. But it is important. It's a very, very important tool because it's foundational, and it's good practice to set your products up in a way which can be found on Etsy, because obviously that is the first step in a whole heap of steps that end in a sale, and we want to make sure that we really enhance every opportunity that we have to connect with our customers and make those sales. So the very first thing we need to consider when we are doing SEO on our listings is our title. Now, our title, it sits sort of just up here. So this is the title for this listing here. And Etsy looks at all of these words, and it's one of the things that contribute to how relevant Etsy thinks your listing is. So it's really important to use the full title, use up as many characters as you possibly can. Now, Etsy sort of treats the first half of the title as way more important than the second half. So we always make sure our most important keyword sits just here, and then we can put the other ones, which are just as important or almost as important, towards the end. Now, you can see when you go into listings, and you scroll down to listing details, it just sits here, title, it's got a little asterisk down there, and we can edit that here. So sometimes I see people with that much in their title, and it's such a waste because you've got all this space to add in all these beautiful, beautiful tags. So we definitely want to put a lot of our tags, definitely the ones which we think that are going to be sort of our winning tags. We want to put them in the titles as well. Okay, the next important things that we need to note when we are setting up our listing properly is to make sure our category is set up correctly. So over here, Etsy has a whole bunch of sort of predefined categories, and you have to try and find how your product falls into Etsy's sort of native tree of categories. A great one is templates. So you can see this is a social media template pack. So I have selected templates, and this is something which Etsy helps sort of rank your listing in terms of relevancy. So if someone is looking for templates, obviously mine is in the template category, so Etsy's going to be like, yes, those two go together. The next thing that we need to make sure we've got filled out is all of these if possible. So primary color, secondary color, those are all search terms which they're kind of like tick boxes. So when you go into Etsy search, people can tick like if they want something blue, and then it'll only show things which are in this blue category. So it's very important to go through and fill those out, even though they do say they're only optional. And then we've also got these ones which are there. It depends on which category you choose for your main category, for example, templates, but you've got occasion and celebration as well. So if you can fill those out, if the predefined things which show up in here are relevant to your digital product, definitely fill that out. For example, first communion, if you have a first communion invite, it's very important to make sure you select this so that anyone who sort of uses that tick box in the Etsy search, it's going to come up. So the next area that we want to focus on is our description. Now, Etsy looks at all of this. It takes it all into account when it's deciding, or the algorithm is deciding, if your listing is relevant to the user who is searching. So this is a great place to put your keywords as well. It's much better to put them in a sentence versus just kind of listing them as tags or a list, because obviously we want it to read organically. We don't want it to come across as spammy in any way, because that is just going to turn customers off. Now, anything which is included towards the top of your listing is going to be seen as more relevant. Anything which is less relevant, you put towards the bottom. And if you scroll down here, it's important to have a look at this as well. So preview listing as a Google search result. If you hit that, it's going to show you how Google, so not Etsy, Google is actually going to look at your product. Now, Etsy does pay on Google to have its products advertised, so it's important to make sure that all of this is friendly. You have lots of keywords in here and it's all relevant, so that if someone is looking for something in Google, there's a high chance that your product is pulled up either through the Google ads that Etsy pays for or just organically. So when I talk about tags, there are two ways that we can do them. So there's what's called a short tail tag, and there's also a long tail tag. Now let me jump in and briefly tell you what both of them are. Now one is way more effective than the other. So the first one is short tail tag. Now short tail tag is basically a single word. So it's a single word that you use as a tag, and it is something like the word blue will be a short tail tag. Printable, mug, all of those kind of one word tags, they are all short tail tags. Now they aren't as effective as a long tail tag because they are, one, they're really competitive sort of tag search terms, so they're very competitive, and two, customers don't tend to sort of search in like just single words. They will commonly use a phrase if they're looking for something. So that's where the long tail tag comes in. So always use long tail tags for your tags. An example being blue printable wall art. That would be a long tail tag. That's a great one. Or maybe blue social media template would be another really great long tail tag. And one, it's like a phrase, so it's very usable for the Etsy algorithm to kind of read that. There's multiple words in there that the algorithm can pull out for different searches, and it's going to help your listing overall in terms of relevancy. So always make sure you go with the long tail versus the short tail. All right, so a really important area of your listing is your tags. Now, tags are basically how you get found. In like probably 90% is your tags, then all the other stuff sort of comes into play. Now your tags need to be really clever. They need to be based on what your customer is going to search for. So again, we talked about short tail and long tail tags. So we want to fill this with as many long tail tags as possible so we can really make the most of these 13 tags. Definitely use them all up. A big mistake I see is people who don't use the full 13. So definitely use the full 13. And an example of a long tail tag would be blue social media posts. That's too long. So things like that, really maxing out posts or Facebook, really maxing out that sort of, I guess, the length of the tag. So yeah, that's really important. You can obviously research your search terms like with the ways that I'm going to show you in this video. So you can find some really sort of low competition, high traffic tags and pop them in here. And another good thing to remember is to put anything that you feel is a really important tag, definitely pop it in your description and your title as well, because that is going to reaffirm with Etsy that that is an important tag for your listing and it's going to help you in the long run. So definitely important. So the free way to find great tags for your listings and trending tags for your listings is just to go up into the search bar up here. And you can see right away these pop up, and this is what is currently trending. The most sort of popular search term appears at the top, and then it goes down in terms of what is being searched. If I type in Canva templates, for example, it's going to bring up a whole heap of these. So if I click on this one, so Canva templates beauty is trending massively at the moment. Now over here, we can see this area here, it tells you how many results there are for that search term. So obviously if we use this exact search term, we're going to be competing against 10,387 other listings in this niche. So it's really important to kind of play around with your tags, see what comes up in the search results. For example, beautician. I hope that I've spelled that right. So you can see I've typed in beautician here, which is different from beauty, but now I've got 118 results with ads. But you can't see the volume that this is searched. It's just an educated guess based on that initial sort of popular, I guess, search term. So it's not ideal. Now there is another way to do it, but it is sort of, the software does cost a little bit per month, but it is fantastic. So I'm going to jump into that now. So here I am in Sales Summarize. So this one's a great one for kind of, I guess, brainstorming tags and seeing what is currently being searched. It might give you some ideas for product creation as well. It definitely does for me. So jumping in here, I have searched for Canva templates. We can see Etsy search volume and the competition for that. So it's very that like search term Canva templates, because it's so broad, it's super competitive. Like that's heaps and heaps of listings, and the search volume is pretty low. But over here we've got suggestions, so we can actually filter this so that this Etsy search volume appears like at the highest at the top, and this is currently a trending term. So ebook templates is a great one to make because it's got a really high search volume. And if I jump in and copy that, so remember this figure here, 50,000 people, beautiful. So we can have a look at the search metrics for this one as well. So there's the tag, we can see the search volume, and the competition is way lower. So it's going to be a lot more like the chance of success is going to be hugely higher for an ebook template versus just like a generic sort of Canva template tag. So that is definitely one to consider. And then we can also see over here under tags, it shows us, it actually sort of analyzes all the competing listings and shows us what the other tags for those listings are, because obviously you get 13 tags all up. So that might give you some ideas for other tags that you can use as well. And you can obviously filter by search volume here as well. So you can see these ones are all highly searched terms, and that might give you some ideas as well. So it's very cool to sort of jump in and deep dive and have a big sort of brainstorm in here. Definitely spend a bit of time doing it, because you can get a bit lost. Like sort of, I don't know, the time just seems to go by when I'm searching for search terms, but it's always paid off. So it's definitely worth doing. Definitely recommend. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for your time and for watching this video. I hope you're not feeling panicked now, because SEO, it can feel like you kind of need a degree to even do it, but that is not the case at all. Anyone can do it. It all comes down to just really knowing our customers and what they are looking for, and then applying those terms to our listings and making sure Etsy can see that we know our customers extremely well. So thank you guys so much for your time. If you like what you saw, definitely subscribe to my channel, because I put out new videos every single week to help you guys grow your digital product business. Thank you again, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.